Welcome back, my violent friends, to Dricus du Plessis versus Kamaru Usman. This fight determines the fate of the middleweight division. Very high chaos main event here. We have Dricus du Plessis, the Drunken Master, inventor of the infamous run and punch, against Kamaru Usman, former welterweight GOAT, inventor of the infamous double punch, better than GSP according to Dana White, a brain-dead casual even after being CEO for 30 years. So who's going to get this one done and take over middleweight? We have Sean Strickland's parents going at it, his two daddies. Dricus du Plessis made Sean Strickland shed tears. Kamaru Usman dominated him for 15 minutes straight. This is a cool little main event. You know, this card's kind of dog shit. There's some really good prospect fights on this card that I can't wait to break down. But as for this main event, Kamaru Usman has fled the welterweight division and is now trying to get a rematch with Sean Strickland. It's bittersweet because I know Ali Abdelaziz is working his fucking black magic as per usual, has got Kamaru Usman a very good fight for himself up at middleweight. You know, if Usman beats Dricus, he's getting a title fight against Sean Strickland. Is it unfair and quite privileged? Yes, but Usman is a former welterweight champion who was super dominant. But can he defeat Drunken Master Dricus, who lives and dies by the chaos, grit, and girth here? This should be really good. I think Kamaru Usman has a really big challenge in front of him because Dricus is probably power-wise, probably the most powerful fighter that Kamaru Usman has ever faced. You know, he's fought a lot of welterweights who, let's be honest, could probably make lightweight. Like Jorge Masvidal was a former lightweight. RDA was a former lightweight. So Usman's fought a lot of guys where he's had a size advantage. Colby Covington, dude, is, first of all, a fighter who didn't cut any weight. Great cardio, fast hands, but literally half the size, half the man that Dricus is. He makes technical fighters into brawlers. His random ass Looney Tunes style forces them to be untechnical. I can't describe it. The key to Kamaru Usman winning this fight, though, is definitely just takedown spam and control time maxing. I mean, Khamzat Chimaev, Captain Kill the Clock, laid the blueprint on how to defeat Dricus. It is literally just like come out like a bull, get that takedown, work hard for it, and then rest on top, because Dricus, yes, is the Drunken Master, but he's too heavily muscled to like wrestle effectively. Like, I know Dricus came out and said, like, you know, I don't make excuses for losses, you know, you are kind of coping hard about it. You got out-wrestled, and it's not only your opponent to blame for making it a boring fight. Like, you need to learn how to get up, like the infamous art of getting up. It's not his fault, though. He's too much of a beefcake. Usman had a good fight with Khamzat Chimaev, survived that early round one storm. Theirs was a 3-round fight where he arguably pulled away and should have won the decision. You know, the Phantom 10-8 round, of course, in Khamzat's favor, rubs a lot of us the wrong way. Usman's arguably the winner of that fight, is what it is. UFC judges paid off corrupt motherfuckers. I can't prove it, but anyways, the main problem here for Usman, though, is he likes to hang out on the feet and will competitively kickbox. I know Usman is a wrestler and he's all about that control time, but over the years, Usman has been spending more and more time on the feet. That's what got him knocked out by the headshot dead Leon Edwards come from behind flukage of the year. That only happened because he took his foot off the gas and coasted that 5th round. You can't do that with Dricus. Dricus is a straight up bull, okay? You have to stall him out if you want any chance at a victory. Or you have to be that dump truck Roberto Soldic and like be bigger than Dricus, but like nobody's bigger than Dricus. So, yeah, Usman is technically the better fighter in a lot of areas, but can he reliably take down Dricus 4 or 5 rounds here without getting hurt off some goofy Looney Tunes shit? I don't see it. I'm going Dricus du Plessis. I've sort of always picked him on this channel, and look, last time it burned me massively, but I think he'll get this done. I refuse to live in the timeline where Kamaru Usman gets to weasel his way into the top of middleweight and fight Sean Strickland next. I don't see it. I'm going Dricus du Plessis. He lives and dies by the chaos. And Usman is inactive. I know he's coming off a Joaquin Buckley win. Congratulations. And before that, he was crazy inactive. He took a big break to nurse up all those injuries. We know he's got them, those brittle little toothpick knees. So much so, he's trying to mog Joaquin Buckley and gain a bit of aura for himself, but literally collapses because his knees are toothpicks. So I don't think this looks like domination from Usman. I think this slowly unravels into one of the goofiest fights we've ever seen, and I absolutely cannot wait for it. So I'm going Dricus du Plessis by the goofiest TKO. You know what? We're going KO. I've seen Kamaru Usman completely out cold before. Dricus is going to stuff takedowns, march forward with his fucking anvil head, and clobber away until he knocks out Kamaru Usman. This is not the Usman of the Reebok era where it was just instant takedown, you can't get up. This will not look like that. I know Dricus is a beefcake, and he's a bit too heavily muscled to, chain wrestle effectively and make it competitive. If you get Dricus down, you're probably keeping him down, but luckily, Kamaru Usman isn't the fighter to just dive on a submission or, he's going for a Kimura. Usman gets his control time, and then he likes to relax. He needs breaks. He doesn't like chaos. He likes to get the fight into his world and then just sort of chill. You can't really do that against Dricus. You're not Hamzat. Dricus has probably learned a lot, worked on the wrestling. He's going to come in new and improved and as goofy as he's ever been. DDP is just a stubborn, big ol' fucking bruiser, man. Had 2 really good battles with Sean Strickland. The second fight, it got really, really nasty, broke Sean's nose badly, made him cry on a press conference. So Usman, he can't just game plan his way out of this. He's going to have to get into the mud with Dricus and really do like some warrior type shit, man. And I don't think a 40-year-old Kamaru Usman can lock horns with girthy Dricus du Plessis, the drunken master, the dragon warrior. We're gonna go Dricus du Plessis, and guess what? I'm going by KO. Is my hatred for Ali Abdelaziz sort of blinding my ability to break down this fight in really, really hardcore fashion and be unbiased? It might be, but one loss and we just chuck Dricus du Plessis away? I won't do that. I'll give him one more chance. He's going up against a former welterweight champion, former welterweight GOAT, apparently better than GSP according to Dana White. I'm gonna go Dricus, man. Jared the Killer Gorilla Cannoneer against CLD Christian Leroy Duncan. I've been a big fan of CLD for a long time. He is so dynamic. He's a footwork god. Is he a little reckless, like he's button mashing in there? Yes. He's hyper dangerous. I don't think he manages his cardio too well. I think Christian Leroy Duncan needs to go for that early KO here on Cannoneer, because Cannoneer is 42 fucking years old, but he is in sick shape. Jared has never had cardio problems. He has a 5-round decision victory over Sean Strickland that never gets talked about because of how close it was, I guess, and it's just sort of like an apex shitter that got lost to time, but he did survive Gregory RoboCop, who is a total destroyer in this division, so maybe his chin's actually pretty good. I think I'll go with him here. I think a lot of people are going to just go with the Christian Leroy Duncan KO because of how violent he's looked his past few times out, but that Roman Dolidze performance was so greasy. He was taken down a bunch, got controlled a lot, and I just think Jared Cannoneer is just straight up better than Dolidze in every single facet of MMA. This is now Jared Cannoneer. This is a guy who's been in there with Izzy, been in there with Strickland, had some decent outings for himself. Jared is going to threaten takedowns, I think. He would be a fool not to. You need to sort of weigh on the cardio of Christian Leroy Duncan, get him a little bit less dynamic, less dangerous, and then you can work your game. And I can see Jared Cannoneer doing that. So I'm going to go Jared Cannoneer by decision. Maybe a little bit boring in the late rounds, sort of a fatigue-based game plan here to just sort of nullify Christian Leroy Duncan, who is inherently a better martial artist than he is. A lot more dangerous, younger, better footwork, better mover, better combinations, but I just think Jared Cannonier, a bit too smart, and he's going to make the right decisions. The best fight on this card, Tommy Guns McMillen is back against Alberto Montes, who is also a highly touted prospect of mine. This fight is so sick. Apparently, McMillen has known about this one since, like, back in April, so I know this one got announced pretty recently, but they've known about it for a while. They're well prepared for each other. We got O'Malley versus Topuria at home. This could look a lot like that. No, McMillen is sort of like a brawler O'Malley. He definitely doesn't have the footwork of O'Malley. He's a lot more pressure heavy, a lot more violent, dirty, but he's good at it. McMillen's low-key a tank for 145. He's 6 foot tall. Montes is 5'7" at 145. I do favor McMillen winning this fight. Look, Alberto Montes is really dangerous with the submissions, like the Darce choke and stuff like this. He's coming off a win over Ricky Turcios. Ricky Turcios, if he wanted, guys, could be a 125er. Tommy McMillen weight cuts down to 145. So I think Alberto Montes is the better fighter here, but he's going to get absolutely size-mogged by McMillen. This is really a matchup of like who breaks who first. Like, don't get me wrong, I could see Alberto Montes just like coming out looking like Ilia Topuria, plastering Tommy McMillen across the chin with like an overhand right, dropping him, pouncing on a sub, quick and early finish. But if that doesn't happen, and this is really like a tough man contest, like two bulls locking horns, McMillen's going to pull away in the later rounds and probably get a TKO stoppage. He's a lot bigger than Montes here. This is another really close prospect battle here that I can't wait for. I'm going to lean McMillen by TKO, even though I do think Montes could hurt him, drop him, pounce on a sub, but I think that is a little bit wishful thinking here due to the size advantage on the side of McMillen. Guns, Tommy McMillen, who is, look, totally putting on a clown suit. I think this guy is totally fooling us into thinking he's like this degen gambler dumbass. I think he's actually pretty cunning and is going to get this win over Montes, who is just a little too small to have the kind of success he wants in this matchup. So I'm going to go Tommy McMillen. He's a sprawling brawler, looks and talks like O'Malley, but doesn't move like him at all. Doesn't have the finesse whatsoever. He is an absolute punch magnet, but he's got a great chin. He's a really good wrestler as well, so that could cancel out any of the scrambles that Montes is going to try to put him through. This is going to be an awesome fight. I lean McMillen. Chase the Goon Hooper. He's back against whoever this guy is, Mitch Ramirez. Literally just looks like a Dan Ige clone. Let's talk about the return of Chase Hooper, who I'm kind of done picking, dude. If you really break down Chase Hooper's record, look, I've been a fan for a long time because he was so young. He came in and he had some sick submissions, like over Borshev, Clay Guida. These were awesome, but he's literally only beat Unks. Like, I can only give Chase Hooper so much support, right? He's coming off 2 first-round KO losses. Alexander Hernandez, we can forgive, right? He's a mutant, big roid gut. God, why can't we have nice things? This sport is so cruel, man. I think Chase Hooper will lose again. I do. His stand-up just isn't there, man. It really isn't. And he's just not getting the wins. And not even that, he's getting slimed in round 1. So I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm not going to pick Chase Hooper to win this fight. Mitch Ramirez, guys, he's been the sacrificial lamb. He debuted against fucking Carlos Prates. Then he fought Thiago Moises. That's a respectable guy. I know he's gone now and got highlighted by the great Jared Gordon, but still. And Mike Davis. Mike Davis is a fucking killer, even if he is a bit of a head case and is super inactive, like literally just trains in fucking Thailand, never shows up to work. But Mitch Ramirez has punch power. He's under 35 years old, so he's already primed and ready to like make a competitive fight with Chase Hooper. You avoid that submission, you ain't got a whole lot to worry about with Chase Hooper on the feet. This really sucks to say. I've been a supporter of Chase Hooper for a while. It's time to take a break. It's time to fade him, probably by decision over Chase Hooper. Okay, I don't think Chase Hooper will get knocked out again in the first round, but he'll be super cautious, and he won't find that submission. So give me Mitch Ramirez reluctantly here. And look who's here to brighten my day. Tabitha Ricci, guys. This is the only photo that exists of her on Google, so she's fighting Fatima KLINE on short notice. This was supposed to be Amanda Hebos against Fatima KLINE. That would have been lots of fun as well. Both have judo, both have pretty good snappy striking. Tabitha Ricci actually got like her only KO against Hebos last time out. She like elbowed her in the eye up against the clinch, fluke. But Tabitha Ricci, guys, 5'1". She is tiny, but she's high volume. She's got good takedowns. She's small, but she's strong. But Fatima KLINE, guys, I think her ceiling is very, very high if her career goes correctly. She debuted against Jasmine Jasuda Vicious, and I don't know how she lost that fight because she was sort of up a weight class that she didn't belong in. That was at 125. This is 115. Is a lot faster to the punch, a lot more dynamic. So Fatima KLINE, I think, has what it takes to TKO Tabitha Ricci. This could go to, the infamous Tabitha Ricci split decision in her favor. She's got that decision bias. She looks dynamite. The type of girls that are going to beat Fatima KLINE are really just the girls who are bigger than her, like Manon Fiorot. I could see beating Fatima KLINE. Can do a lot. She can strike really well. She can mix it up. So I'm going to go Fatima KLINE here over Tabitha Ricci. Up next, we have aggro merchant Jose Delgado against Austin Bashi. Jose Delgado is dangerous, but he is a total aggro merchant. He's really finish reliant. Big old gangly Mexican, long limbs. He's got kicks, knees, elbows, punches. He put fucking Nathaniel Wood in all kinds of trouble. Luckily, the crafty Nathaniel Wood gritted out yet another unanimous decision, like he always does. So Bashi needs to get takedown control, and I think he will. I think he can find those entries he needs to before being finished by Delgado. Delgado's been smashing up kind of low-level fighters, Connor Matthews, Hyder Emil. Austin Bashi is better than those guys. He really is. He's going to be shooting a lot of takedowns. Austin Bashi sort of Marab maxes. He's still young, so he's going to need to grow up in the UFC a little bit, and I think taking that loss to C-Rod is going to do wonders for him. He's going to level up off that 100%. He now knows what it feels like to get his ass beat a little bit and sort of sunned by a veteran. I think he's going to make better decisions and be less predictable. I think he's going to weather an early storm against Jose Delgado, get the takedowns, get the back control, scurry up to the back, get that body lock in. He's not going to give Jose Delgado the striking fight he wants. Like Nathaniel Wood will stand toe-to-toe with anyone, so he'll give these guys that chance. And yeah, Delgado dropped Nathaniel Wood, huge feather in the cap, but Austin Bashi's not going to give him that type of fight. He's going to be Marab maxing. He's going to be all over him. So Bashi, I know, took that C-Rod loss pretty bad, and C-Rod is like a pipsqueak in comparison to Delgado, when we compare their punch power, their frames, absolutely. So I can see why people are going with Delgado here, but it's a totally different fight. I'm not completely sold on the, takedown defense of Delgado. Andre Fili was getting him down, getting a lot of good control time. I'm going to go Austin Bashi by decision. Probably the type of performance that, kills whatever fan base he has. Control time maxing. Has to sort of weather an early storm, stall out Jose Delgado. I hope that doesn't happen. I hope Bashi can get a submission, raise his stock. That would be awesome. Up next, we got welterweight prospects. John Paul Lebosnyani, I swear I'll get that last name right eventually, against Seokyoung KO. Probably butchered that as well. The Korean Tyson is back, ladies and gentlemen. This is two of welterweight's most insane prospects that are unranked. I mean, Jean-Paul Lebosnyani is sort of influencer maxing. I see him all over Instagram every day doing skits. He's a funny guy. Has this oddly shaped nose to where at a distance it looks like he's rocking like a Hitler stash. Really unfortunate genetics there. He's a sweet dude though. He's really good. I still remember I saw this Octagon Oracle video, and this was before JP's debut against Phil Rowe. And Octagon Oracle said he could be a champion like right now, and I'm like, dude, what the fuck are you talking about? But he is really good. Okay, the fundamentals, I can totally I can understand getting suckered into that way of thinking, because his jab is crisp. His fundamentals are so good, JP, but can he beat the Korean Tyson? Elite grappler here on the side of Seokyoung KO. Just compare both of these guys' performances against Phil Rowe, like a tall, gangly striker. JP had success with takedowns and clinch work, but he got pieced up at range. I was worried when that decision got called. I think it might even be a split decision against Phil Rowe, because his nose was leaking. He got picked off with like a long-range jab. Seokyoung KO dominated Phil Rowe. I think JP is the better striker here. I could see him rocking Ko, who I instinctively want to call KO as a last name, because that just sounds way cooler. But JP, dude, this is a tough-ass fight. Maybe, what I hope happens is that their grappling cancels out, and these two guys just bang it out in the clinch and say, fuck our careers, let's throw down for the OKC crowd. I don't really see that. I see the Korean Tyson just getting the better of JP with takedowns. This guy is Mr. Worldwide. He's literally like on YouTube, big YouTube channel. He travels the world. He grapples with everyone. He cross-trains with everyone. Coached by Stung Gun Kim. He's one of Korea's biggest prospects. It's hard to really pick holes in the game of JP here, because his game is so complete already. But the Korean Tyson has clout, and I think I'm just going to side with that. All I really have to go off of at the UFC level is both of their performances off of Phil Rowe. And Korean Tyson, dude, I want to see a submission. So far, you are sort of like a lay and pray artist. You have some intelligent ground and pound, but I'd love to see a submission. So I'm going to go the Korean Tyson over LEBOSNYANI. Yet another MMA Lab superstar prospect, Ezra Elliott, makes his debut on these prelims, which is insane. I'm so glad he's not doing Contender Series. I'm so glad this kid isn't buried in the empty fucking warehouse Apex facility, and you're getting him in front of a crowd. Even if there's like 10 people in the fucking audience, pretty sure he's the opening prelim. Ezra Elliott is so damn good for his age, for only, I think, 7 pro fight career. If you haven't seen Ezra Elliott fight, his record is really lacking good fighters. He's sort of fresh off the regional scene, but trains with O'Malley, these type of guys, coached by Tim Welch. This is going to be awesome. If I had to describe his fight style, sort of a sub-hunter, submission grappler, sort of a Chimaev Maxes out there, like really aggro first round, fast start from Ezra Elliott always. Backstage, guzzles a bunch of honey, comes out like a honey badger. He goes buck wild in that first round. We haven't seen a lot of his striking. We haven't seen Ezra Elliott go the distance. Before I glaze any further, let's talk about his opponent. Fresh off of the B team, BJJ Wizard, Damian Anderson. This guy's got YouTube videos as well. Go check out some of his regional work. He may be the best 5-0 fighter I've ever seen. Black belt, grappling background, coached by Nicky Rod, like all these like well-respected names on the side of Damian Anderson. So I know this guy looks super thug. He looks like a Diaz bro type dude, but no, he's a deep thinker. He's really well-spoken. He's super intelligent. His fight style is cerebral. He has only 5 fights though, and he is a bit of a BJJ nerd, so this could go wrong for him. Again, it's a really close-ass fight, because Ezra Elliott sort of destroys guys with his grappling, but you're taking the fight into Damian Anderson's world if you try to grapple with him. So, but I wouldn't be surprised at all if Damian Anderson just has him covered everywhere and wins a decision, because he's got these superstar coaches, because he was like already a professional grappler, BJJ artist before making the MMA transition. Whereas Ezra Elliott is still, at the end of the day, just a young, confident, inexperienced kid. He's just been smashing up fat Mexicans from Arizona for the most part. So, big prove-it spot for both guys. I'm going to go Damian Anderson. You know, I'm not going to go Ezra Elliott. I'm going to go Damian Anderson. Insane fight here. Great prospects. No casual is going to know who these guys are. But this is a hardcore MMA fan dream fight. 2 long-awaited debuts. I'm going to go Damian Anderson. But keep an eye out for Ezra Elliott. He's right there with Tommy McMillan. Out of Red Hawk. Like a great group of prospects coming out of there. Tim Welch with his lattes, his morning routines. Gonna have these guys ready for war. That is UFC Oklahoma. This card completely fell apart. It's low-key dog shit. But sorry if you bought tickets to this and then like 7 fights fell off the card. As always, it's clobbering time. Dricus is going to beat Kamaru Usman by TKO. You heard it here first. As always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all real soon.